It's Lori and
Mr. Lori.
Mr. Quentin Conway. Super excited tonight for our call guest. She is going to be rocking some of the questions that we have had over the last several weeks and over the last couple of days. You guys have been getting your questions in. And, you know, the queen of It Works, Pam Souter, she's a chief networking officer, but not only a chief networking officer, she is the co-founder of this Crazy Rap thing. And, Pam, we couldn't be more excited to have you on the call tonight. If it weren't for you finding that Crazy Rap thing and working your business through the trenches, we would not be here. So we thank you so very much for all the time and hard work that you have put into this business to be able to bring it to our life. So thank you so much, and thank you so much for coming on tonight and talking to our team.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you both for being who you are and building the way you build. It's been tremendous. I mean, this team is explosive, and we've been watching this team for a while, and we're very, very proud of what all of you have accomplished. You know, Lori and Quentin have really proven themselves as leaders in our company, and we're very, very proud of them and their leadership. They've got great people skills, along with they get it. They just get the ability on how to build, how to put teams together. So I'm thrilled to be on this call. I know that you guys are right now in the top 10 as far as money earners. So for all of you on the call tonight, I would just listen, pay attention, and watch them. And then whatever they suggest that you do, for now, I would do it. I would just listen to them. They know how to build a business. They're building it the right way. They're building it through integrity, through honesty, and they're getting there. And they're taking a lot of you with them. So, again, you know, whatever I talk about tonight, just take that in as well, and then follow them, and, you know, they're going to guide you on exactly how to build your business, and they're going to take you right along to the top with them. So very proud of both of Mr. Lori and Miss Lori. I just think y'all are wonderful. Quentin, we love your name out there, too. You're helping a lot of the guys get over themselves. So I'm going to get right to the questions, and there's a couple of things I want to start with, and that's what we get paid for. And I think that we as a team, we as a company, need to understand what we get paid for. And this is what was really I have to focus in on every day, knowing what my job is, what my responsibilities are, and where I don't know, I don't need to be putting my time and energy, which costs money. And that is, for you all, you get paid to do two things. That is bring on board brand new distributors and new customers. That's what you get paid for. And then, of course, as you start bringing on new distributors, your distributors get paid for the same thing. So you will be building through layers of business here, which increases your income and your volume. Obviously, your volume is what increases that income. So we need to understand right now, until I firmly believe this, until you're presidential diamond, I would not be doing anything outside of focusing in on my team and specifically myself. And that is because you need to be building your business. You need to know that you get paid to do those two things. So focus in on what you're primarily getting paid for, and that is bringing in brand new distributors and new customers. It's not being on Facebook and leadership pages. You're not ready until you're presidential diamond. I would not start your own Facebook group, your Facebook team. I would plug in to your presidentials or your ambassadors, which would be the Conways. I would free yourself up from that. If you're starting to do that, just take a look at how much time that is eating into your daily business. And it's taking away from you being able to do what is paying you. And a lot of times we do that for a couple of reasons. We feel it's necessary to stay plugged in with our teams, and yes, you can do that through other ways, but we also feel like, well, that's our responsibility. I want to be at the top of my leadership team, and I totally get that. I understand that, but it's taking away from you being able to put more money in your pocket. And that's what we're all in this for, is to make as much money as possible, especially in these times. This is the best time to be a part of this company. We're leaving the best year we've had, headed into an even more extraordinary time. And I truly believe the next 5 years are going to be extraordinary. So we want to know where to be spending our time. So I would suggest, if you're not Presidential Diamond, is to put your Facebook teams into a Presidential Diamonds or above Facebook team. Let those questions that need to be answered get answered through guiding them to where the answers can be found, not answering all the questions. It's just like raising kids. If Lori and Conway Lori and Quentin have 4. They can't be answering all their questions all the time for the rest of their life. So they have to teach them, they have to coach them, they have to let them evolve and find out where they can find the answers to these questions, or they're just going to continually be answering them. It's no different for us. If someone says, where do I find that call that was on Monday night on Pam's call, go to the calendar. Just tell them, give them the link, but just let them start finding this stuff on their own. How do I find out about this? Go into your eSuite. Have you listened to the Training Academy? Free yourself up to be wrapping people, to be bringing in loyals, to be bringing in distributors. You're going to love it when you do that. You're spending way too much time in management mode, which costs you and your team money. If they see you doing that, they're going to start doing that. They're going to start doing that, and that's the last thing any of you want to do. So I hope that makes sense. I just thought in every call, I've prefaced every call with that just so we know where to be spending our time and when we should be branching off. Okay, one of the questions that was asked here is how do you react when leaders leave to go to other companies? Well, this and recruit your teams. You got to look at that word that you're using here, leaders. A real leader in our business, I don't care if they're Triple Diamond or above, just because they have the title doesn't necessarily mean the income is there. They might not have built the structure of their business properly, and they've lost most of their income, which tells me that they needed to hone in on their leadership skills. They needed to hone in on their building skills. Somebody making the kind of money that a Double Diamond and above makes will not leave this company. They just won't. They're making too much money to leave. So we've got to look at that first. Are they truly earning the income in that position? And I can assure you that they're not. Now, if one out of a handful that's gone is, then, which I don't know of any that has, but let's say that someone does, then what they're thinking is, I can go over to this company, and because of who I am, I feel like I can bring a lot of people with me, and maybe I'll have the opportunity to be Lori and Quentin over there. Maybe I'll have the opportunity, to make a 6-figure monthly income. If I don't feel like I have it here, well, they need to really question that, because they do have it here. They have the potential here. They have the ability here. If they'll get their skills right. But see, unfortunately, what happens is they take themselves with them. They take themselves with them to the next company, and they'll be doing the same things over there that they did here, and they'll wonder, well, I'm not getting any further here. It looks better over here, but I'm just not getting there. And when I look at our company, and of course, I'm prejudiced about our company. I just feel like Mark and I have done everything that we would want humanly possible in a company. And, I was the first person out there marketing this plan, marketing this product. And, I just know what we have our hands on. I mean, when you can lead with the rap and get the skepticism that you get, which I embrace because that tells me I'm on the money, and I get the looks that I get of curiosity, and I can get it on them very, very quickly, and I can make money doing that. I mean, that's just think about it. That is incredible. Nobody else has that. Nobody else has a first-to-market product like the Rep. They may have something else that works, and kudos to them. There's a lot of great companies out there. They're just not for me. I looked at everything before we found this product and started this company, and everything was a Me Too product. I could get it at CVS. I could get it at Walgreens. I could get it at the grocery store. I could get it at Walmart. I could get it online. I could get it through another company. So embrace what you have. If someone has left your company, if they've left our company, I don't look at it any other way than they're gone. They lost their dream here. Unfortunately, they felt that they could find it better somewhere else. It's no different than, being married and suddenly you're not in love with your spouse anymore. It doesn't mean they're a bad spouse. It just means you fell out of love with them. Is this somebody else? They're the golden spouse. So, don't get caught up in that. People quit. That's what people do. They join to be a Boy Scout, and they never make it to Eagle. Only 1%. They start playing football, and only 1% goes to the NFL. Only 1% of basketball players, if even that, go to the NFL. So you've just got, or the NBA. So you just got to understand that people quit. That's what people do. The difference between them and you is, I hope that you have the ability to understand what you have your hands on. And if they're taking people within your organization, they're not all in. It's just a weeding out process. And what that does is that allows people to go so that new ones can come in. I don't lose one moment of sleep over this because I just know it's the nature of the game. But what I do always look at is who we are, stay focused there, become better at leading, become better at communicating, become better at understanding the nature of the product, become better at the compensation plan, become better at whatever you need to get better at, and know that you have your hands on what we feel is the most lucrative compensation plan in the industry with the most unique, intriguing product that has ever hit the marketplace in our lifetime for the arena that we're in. So let's just have fun with it. Allow them to go. Don't badmouth them. Don't look down on them. They left. That's what people do. It has nothing to do with, I didn't do enough, I could have done more. No, you did whatever you could do. They just lost their enthusiasm. They lost the fun in building their business. Who knows why they left? It could be various reasons. The thing is, they did. And what I want you to do is take care of your business. If they are coming into your organization, and make sure that compliance knows it, and make sure that you can track it by something online, something in print, so that we can know and we'll take care of it for you immediately. So know that we have your back on that. All right, let's move on. How do we effectively get people off the fence? Well, you can add, there's some scripts on my page. If you go to my Facebook page and click like, and you can go into the notes section, there are scripts there that help you get people off the fence. And one of the best ones that's really been working is if you've talked to somebody and you continually try to communicate with them and they're just not moving, you can ask them, hey, is there something I did to offend you? You can text them that. Is there something I did to offend you? And almost immediately they get back with you, no, you didn't at all, because they know you're a nice person. And we've had so many people use that line, and then immediately that person signed up. And then some people just love being on the fence. They love the fact that they're there, and you keep trying to get them off it. So, just every once in a while, try to poke them off the fence. But if you're staying around trying to poke them all the time and not creating new business, you're losing money. I just flag yourself to go back and try to poke them off that fence once a month, but don't stay there with them on the fence. I mean, you're sitting there right beside of them trying to poke them off. Move on. You know, they'll come into your ambassador business. They'll come into your presidential business. I have friends that just joined this year because their kids came in under my daughter and started making a lot of money, and they're like, well, I should have gotten off this fence 10 years ago. Well, yes, but they didn't. So don't worry about it. But don't stay on the fence and sit there with them. Continue to move on. Show them how active you are. Show them how much you're building your business. Maybe they're just waiting and watching, and that could be what they're doing. All right, so I'm curious what other countries. We cannot tell you what other countries were open. You can be as curious as you want to be. I can't tell you that. That is just information that we are not divulging. You'll have several. We'll have several announcements at Freedom that you'll get right in front of us, so just wait for that. Okay, is there any hope at getting the full line in Europe? Always. There's always hope for that. It takes a tremendous amount of effort and a tremendous amount of energy to get supplements into foreign countries. Every country has different rules and regulations, and it's very, very difficult. So we're constantly working on that. We have a tremendous international department that is working so diligently on a lot of countries, a lot of innovative ways to get products through these countries. So all I can tell you is you have not opened your city yet. If you think your city is opened, your city is not opened. If you think your state is open, your state is not open. We are not nearly shipping enough product to any state or any city by any means to even think that they're remotely open. You want to be focusing on building in your backyard and throughout the United States until you reach a position at least of ambassador, because at that point then you can afford the opportunity to go to these foreign countries once they're launched and be able to work with teams there, because you're going to need to be with them just like you are with your current teams. So focus on where we're open, not where we're not open. Also focus on what products we have in Europe and Australia and Canada, and don't focus on what we don't have. Let me tell you about France. France has grown in volume bigger than any country that we have, and they've been open less than a year. And they told us specifically that they did not care if they had our supplements because our wrap made them so uniquely different than any company already out there. They said the other companies have supplements. The fact that we don't have them, we don't care. We have the wrap, and we will get them on the wrap, and then we'll get them using the monthly skincare products. So they're not concerned about it at all, and they're going like gangbusters. Any news on Canada's center to help with exchange rate? We're always working with Canada. We're going to have some great things coming out for Canada in just a very short period of time. So all is good on the Canadian front. Okay, how do you keep the motivation going with your downline when they're not doing anything or even trying? Oh, this is so good. Oh, and they expect to get rich. Oh, Lord, help us all on this one. All right, so how do you keep the motivation going with your downline when they're not doing anything or even trying? Well, move on. Come on. Look, this is crazy. Yeah, let me just sit here. What did I just do? I'm not sitting on my butt waiting to get rich. I'm out getting rich. You know, I was just out 3 days, traveling 4 days this past week. I'm not sitting down and counting my money. No wealthy person does that. They're out there working harder than anyone else. Look at them. Look at the wealthy people in America. They are out working every single day, creating new business, new avenues, new ways to use their money. If anyone has that mentality, then let them go. You're never going to get rich sitting on your butt, ever. I've never watched anyone do it. If you have that mentality about network marketing, this is not the business for you. Absolutely, you are going to work harder than you've ever worked in your entire life, but you're going to do it in a short period of time, and that's the difference. So you're all working hard at your jobs. You're going to work there 30 or 40 years, and you're going to leave there with hardly anything. But you're going to work hard. It's going to seem hard. You're never going to really get ahead. You've got to do something really different, and that is work very hard in a business like it works, and develop the skills and hone those skills and let them get better and better, and bring in more people constantly. That's what we're out doing. It'd be like if Mark and I came out of conference. Let's say we walked out on stage and we said, 2013 was a fabulous year, everyone. We've decided to maintain our business. We're just going to maintain it. Actually, we're going to take off for 6 months, and you guys just keep working, and we're going to maintain it. We're explodable. We feel like we're good. Well, we know we would come back in 6 months, and we wouldn't have much left. We know that. So we are out there as much as any of you, always creating new systems, better platforms for you, better tools for you, enhanced products for you, new products for you, enhanced comp plans. We are constantly striving to build a billion-dollar brand. And if you want to be a part of this company, then I would suggest to you that you get up and you go to work like you've never gone to work before, because it's not just going to be handed to you. And you cannot motivate your teams. You can only inspire them. And the only way that I know to inspire anybody is by showing them my work ethic, by showing them and showing up. And that is by getting to a conference like Freedom 2014. You see, none of us ever we can't just think we're going to do this. We just can't have faith automatically. It's very, very difficult. Lori comes to a Freedom Conference as a Ruby. Now, she's got some faith because the product worked for her, business is starting to build, and she's a Ruby. But something happened to her at conference, and that is she something got within her, and she, it could have been one word or a sentence or somebody walking across stage that inspired her. And she came back with more faith, more belief, more faith in the company, more belief in the company, but more faith and belief in herself. And that's why she's been able to do what she's done. And, if she hadn't come to that, we might not be having this call. So, for me to have faith in the product, I couldn't just hear it over the phone. I had to go and meet Luis. I had to sit with him and talk to him for 3 days and understand his passion and hear his belief and his faith in the product. And then I could come back, and then I could build. And then every once in a while I got to go get that again. I got to go get it again, and I got to go get it again. So all of you, if you want to be inspired, if you want to be millionaires, you will be at conference. You will be at Freedom 2014. And you know what? If you don't come, my biggest fear is you won't come and you won't be here next year because you won't have that faith. You won't have that belief. It's hard out there. You got people telling you no. You got people saying it doesn't work. You've got people saying nobody makes money in that. And you start to believe them instead of knowing that it could work, that it does work, that you do know people that are making money, that you do know lots of people making money, but you just don't have that core belief and faith yet, so you've got to come and get that stirred up within you. So you can't help people become rich if they're sitting on their butt. You can't. You have to move on. You have to show them the way by doing it. And that's what I do every day. I get up and I get going with excitement, with the passion, knowing that if someone leaves this company, you know what? I can't allow that to affect me. If somebody's sitting there not doing anything, I can't allow that to affect me. All I can say is I'll show them. I'll do it. I'll inspire them. I'll keep moving. So I hope that helps with that. Ideas on blitzing with 3 small kids in tow, blitzing from your house when you can't leave, when and how to on your business page, how to get more people to like your business page. Would it say, okay, there's a lot in this question. All right, I'm not a real good Facebook person. You know, I have a lot of people following me now, and I find that they love information. They love quotes. They love personal pictures. What I would suggest is if you're really interested in learning how to build on Facebook, take an online course for Facebook, get a book on Facebook, follow some that have been real successful. I can't give you those tips. I'm just not a Facebook tipper. You know, I use Facebook to connect with you all, but I get out in the marketplace. I get out and blitz. You know, I get out and talk to people. I can't sit still. You know, I have too much energy, and I just get out and talk to people. I meet people everywhere I go, and that's how I built this business for me personally. And then Facebook came along, and it's been a great tool for me to connect with all of you. But there are people that are building really strong businesses on Facebook. But here's the deal. You get people through your Facebook, they want to be distributors. Now, what are you going to do with them? You still have to coach them on how to launch with a wrap party, how to blitz on their own, how to use the party pad. So you still need to know those skills. So you just can't build online and think your business is just going to soar. You still have to launch everyone that you might meet through online sources in the proper way. And, Denise and Brandon were instrumental in building online, and they were losing as many people as they were bringing in because they weren't helping them with the skills that they needed to learn to get out and build like everyone else, which the majority builds at wrap parties, the majority builds blitzing, the majority builds, texting, have you tried that crazy wrap thing, offline ways to build. So I realize that you're a mom with 3 kids. I totally get that. The best person to talk to is Lori, who has 4. I mean, she's one up on you. So she can one up you on that, and she is a top money earner. So Lori, can you come on and answer that? I say just do it.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think the best way that I have built my business, not necessarily online. I think what you said is perfect. Best offline. I think when you just are your normal everyday person, you don't look for that perfect opportunity. You just are the opportunity. That makes a huge, game difference for your entire business. When you're out and about and you have your kids with you, life is happening all around you, but be prepared to talk about your business at any point in time. So, wear your T-shirts, live, like Quinn and I say all the time, like live the blitz. Everywhere that you go, have a bracelet on or a T-shirt on or have some kind of lime green on. Have your blitz cards on you. My kids are almost better than I am now because they will say to me, Mom, you need to blitz that lady. Mom, you need to blitz that guy. If I, forget to do that. So I think, we are busy. Nobody gets into this business because they have extra time. And so if I couldn't find, if I couldn't build this business with my family, I may not be where I am today. I had to find ways to build this business within my family, with my family helping and working with me. And so invite people to your house, let them have their bring their kids with them, have a family affair. It doesn't have to be a quote-unquote perfect little party setting. Life happens, and I think the more relatable you are, the more that people are going to walk into your life and say, gosh, Lori doesn't have it together, and she still does really, really well. Her kids are running around like crazy. Her house is kind of a mess, but she's kind of a wreck, but she's doing very well with this business. And I think when people can look at you and say, I can do that, or maybe even I can do it better, then they tend to jump on board with you. They think they can do it as well. They see your love for the products and either jump on as a customer or jump on as a distributor because they know that busy or not busy, most of us are busy, that this business can be done. So, blitzing is just, to me, is a no-brainer. It's an everyday process thing for me. Every time I'm in or out of the house, I'm just talking about it and living that blitz.
And, I see more to this question, too. She's got a daycare home, job, 6 kids under 4. get some of those moms who's coming in and dropping off their kids who you're watching every day to help you blitz too. Ask them if you can give them some cards. I mean, there's ways around. We have a lot of moms with 8, 10 kids that are very successful in the business. So get creative, in your business, and just, if you really want this to work for you, if you're really passionate about this, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. And you're going to be able, if you choose to later, to be able to give up that daycare and work this business full time. And the reason I know that, we've had so many moms that were doing the same thing that were able to do that. And then how do you overcome skeptical family members? By doing it. Look, here you are. You've never done this before. Maybe you've tried multiple businesses and they didn't work, and that's your background. That's what they know you as. So they have every right to be skeptical. Just let them go. Do not, just do it. My father just not even 2 years ago said, "Are you ever going to go back to teaching?" I just looked at him like, "Dad, I love you so much. I can't believe you just asked me that." And, you just love them where they are. And a lot of it is they're afraid that you are going to make it happen. And then you'll leave them behind. They're fearful. They're so fearful of that. And guess what? You will leave them behind. You will. You will have this fabulous life, incredible life, with all that you want in life, and you'll be able to show them that. And everybody has skeptical family members in the beginning. My family is still not on board in this. My brother's still not a customer. He's still not a customer, my own brother. And I just love him. He's my brother. I leave him alone. And every once in a while, I'll poke him a little bit. But that's what I do, and they've come and they've stayed at our home, and they're just so thankful for what we have, but it's just not his cup of tea. And I can't make it be his cup of tea. But I can tell you this, I didn't listen to any of them. I didn't listen to Skeptical Dave. My husband was so skeptical of this. He didn't like any of it for 3 years because he saw his wife gone, and we were not paying ourselves for 3 years in this. So I was paying all my own expenses, everything to build this business. And here he sees money going out, nothing's coming in, and when's that going to end? And I'm telling you, Mark couldn't even look him in the eye for a long time because he knew what he must be thinking. But believe me now, this guy is the happiest man alive. I didn't even know he could smile this big. He wouldn't trade any of it for anything, but I was going to listen to him. I wasn't going to go there. I knew what I wanted, and I went after it. So we're never going to get rid of the skepticism. People are born and raised in this country to stand in line, to ask when to go to the bathroom, to ask when to eat, to ask how much money they can make. They're not born and raised to be entrepreneurs. This is totally different. So if you are trying to change them by having a conversation, you're wasting your breath. They change maybe over time as you start to change your lifestyle. That's when they start to really pay attention. Quit talking to them. Just go do it. Don't worry about them. They're going to be just fine, and you just go make as much money as you possibly can. So how to go from just blitzing and talking about the wrap to getting a sale right on the spot. All right, so this also goes to how to get, I like this question too, ideas on approaching business owners like salons, chiropractors without looking like I'm selling them a gimmick, and how do you just walk in and sign them up? Okay, here's a couple of things. Some people, or if you're thinking this is a gimmick, or they're feeling that this is a gimmick, then you need to own that. That's your perception. I would never walk in thinking I was selling a gimmick. So you have to take a strong. Whoever wrote this, you have to really look in your core and wonder if you're thinking it's a gimmick. And I have a really strong feeling you do, because you asked me that question. So if you're sensing that yourself, they're sensing that. We have chiropractors that have left their practice. We have salon owners. We have doctors. We have lawyers that have left their law practice to be It Works Global distributor. And I'm sure they were all skeptical in the beginning. We all are. You know, that is just people's nature. The flags go up. We're skeptical. Now, this is what you do. You stand there in your power of faith, knowing what you have your hands on, and you very lightly answer their questions. Don't get defensive with them. Don't try to get in a war of words with them. Just stand there knowing what you know, and the skepticism starts to break down. So you're not selling a gimmick, and you're not even selling anything. You're not trying. Get rid of trying to sign someone up. Let's just forget that. Our goal, all of you, that you will do so much better in this business if you'll just do one thing, and that is take a very deep breath and understand that your motive is just to get this product on people. That's all you want to do. Get it on them. Now, through the process, someone may say, "Well, I'm in. I don't even need to try it. I just want it." Well, then sign them up. But if I'm going into a chiropractor's office, a salon, a day spa, a doctor's office, a plastic surgeon's office, anywhere, my goal is talk less, rap more. That's my goal. Talk less, rap more. I can't talk them into this. I don't want to sell them into it. I don't want to be salesy. I can't stand to be sold anything, but I truly love to buy. I love to buy. There's nobody that likes to spend more money than I do, but I don't like to be sold. So what I would recommend you do is go in with that beautiful smile that you have, have your shirt on, look professional, and walk in with a Blitz card. And you're going to talk to the first person, which is the gatekeeper, and that is the receptionist. Her job or his job is to keep you out. So you don't want to go in projecting sales, and you definitely don't want to think you got a gimmick. You want to know what you got. You got that crazy rap thing, and everybody wants to try it, and they do. Now, so you just walk up and you go, "Hey, I'm Pam. I'm introducing that crazy rap thing to the area. Have you tried it?" And you hand them the card, and you shut up, and you just get really quiet and you keep smiling and just wait. You just wait. Wait for the response. Don't say another word. That let them talk first. "Well, no, I haven't heard of that. What is it?" Well, then you point to the card. "This is what it is, and these are all the places you can put it. And you can try it for as little as $25. And depending on where you're at, you can also mention the wrap party. But I always mention it because you never know. This is a person you're talking to. She may hate her job. She may want to do wrap parties. You don't know who you're talking to, so don't prejudge them. And then be quiet and let them absorb that. See, this is the beauty of a Blitz. You're bringing a brand new product to the forefront of their brain, and they don't have a brain cell for it. So they have to wonder what it is. They have to try to absorb what it is. They have to try to recognize what you're saying. And if you say way too much, really, really too fast, they start to act like they know more about it than you do. They start to get almost defensive because they don't feel smart. Why don't I know about this? Why haven't I heard about this? I don't want to appear stupid about this. Of course I haven't heard about this. So you want to give them time to absorb the information. Well, what does it do? And then you just flip the card and you say, "This is what it does." And then, well, what's in it? Well, this is what's in it. And then you can show them a fact sheet, a supplemental fact sheet on what's in it, an ingredient sheet, the back of the box. You can send them, we have that brochure that you can text them, say, "Well, I can text you something right now. I can email you something right now if you don't have anything on you." But always use a tool, as many tools as you can to back up a question, because you're talking to a potential distributor or a potential customer, And if you're not using a tool to lead them along the way, then they're going to think they need to know all the stuff that you know. So you want to show them and not tell them. It's a show business, not a tell business. And so your goal is not to sell them, not to close them. You're just not going to walk in off the street to a chiropractor and sign them up. They get hit with stuff every single day. But I guess what you can do? You can go in with a product they've never heard of, they've never seen, that shows itself off in 45 minutes and get them wrapped. And while they're wrapped is when you have the opportunity to pull out your party pad and go through the party pad. And it's as beautiful as that. And if you will follow that, you will be so successful. So let's not try to sell anybody anything. Let's work on perfecting the blitz to get the product on them, and always be prepared to wrap or get a wrap appointment to come back into that place of business and wrap them when they have a specific amount of time, 45 minutes or more. Okay. How do you host parties, or get people to host parties, or get people to come to parties? Well, the way you get someone to host a party is by being very passionate about what you have, and also showing them the benefit of having one, which is they get to wrap for free. They're going to be the head of their girlfriends or their guy friends, and they only need a handful of people, and they just to keep it really, really simple. Just water, that's it. Keep it as simple for them as possible, and say, I'd even, I'll help you Facebook your friends if you like. I'll give you a picture you can use, a before and after, and you can just post it on your timeline if you like, and just help them understand the simplicity of it and make it simple for them, and they'll host it for you. And then how do you get people to come? Well, you get people to come by being, again, it's like, who wouldn't want to try this? If people aren't coming, they sense that you don't quite believe in what you're promoting. You don't quite believe in the product. There's something not right about it. Or, it's just like, I would want to know. I would want to try it. And so the reasons they're not coming could be, one, they think that they have to take their clothes off. It's a wrap. It's an old-fashioned mummy wrap. So these are some of the things that you can initially try to overcome. And what you can ask, too, is why didn't you come? Why didn't you become a loyal customer? What could I have done differently? Ask people why they didn't come to the party. And it could be that they thought they had to take their clothes off, that they didn't have the money, and then you could come around with, you could host a party yourself and try it for free. And then that's a way that you can get them hosting. So one thing that we don't do enough of is ask questions on why didn't you come? You said you were coming. And say, is there something that I could have said differently to you? And get the specifics, and this will help you understand how to talk to people and how to get them intrigued. And I think the words we need to use is simple, it's easy. You just lift your shirt, and we just take a before picture and then an after, and we use your phone to do that. This is for you to experience this product. So be more enthusiastic, be more passionate, keep it simple, and find out why they're not coming. Ask questions. Always ask questions. Okay, how to get people to become DT? Having problems with this part, everyone is scared to change over. Okay, all right, let's look at that. This is interesting. Everyone is scared to change over. No, they're not. We get hundreds a day. No. Everyone is not scared to change over. This is something whoever wrote this, really needs to look within on. There's a part of you that's scared, and that's reflecting back on them. They're just not having that belief. You're not having that belief in you, which is conveying back to them that you truly believe in the business. So your work lies there within you. and I would recommend whoever, any of these questions is come to Freedom 2014. If you come to Freedom 2014, you're going to walk out of there and people are going to feel that you're different, more confident, have more faith and more belief. They're going to sense it automatically. It's just like Madra coming as a Ruby, being 5 months in the business to a boot camp as a Ruby and not really having the confidence and the faith to build beyond that. And then she comes to a boot camp with just 85 people in the room, but she hears a testimony from Caroline Close that totally shifts her. And she walks out of there telling Stephanie and Joel that by the end of the year she'll be ambassador. Now here's a Ruby in 5 months. How's she going to go to ambassador in 7? Well, she did it because she became confident, because she became passionate, and her belief level rose to beyond the roof so that when she called people that she had talked to before, they could feel it, they could sense it, and they jumped on board with her. So there's your work. It's not, everyone is not scared. They're coming in. People are signing up. And if these are things that we all need to work on within if we're sensing any of that. Here's another one that uses that word, scared. What to say to people who are scared of the LC program, the auto ships? You guys need to embrace the fact that they're getting to try this product at a heavy discount with a $50 membership fee waived, and their only agreement is to purchase one item once a month for 3 months. That's a steal. I mean, totally switch this in your brain. That is just an amazing program. And every dollar they spend, they get 10% back. And if they buy over a certain $125, they get free shipping. After their 3rd month going into their 4th, they get it. This is a great program. It's like getting products for free. So totally change this up. I know you're not using that word auto ship, but look, we're giving them a fabulous program called Loyal Customer, and they get to try the products with no commitment other than that. It is a fantastic program. Own that program. Believe in that program. Project that out to your potential loyals and project it out to your current loyals and keep servicing your current loyals so that they'll stay with you and keep turning them on to more products so that they'll try different products and stay with you with those products. Okay, let's see. We're looking at being a couple of the packs to be able to choose between greens. So we are looking at that, and we are seeing that berry greens is by far the favorite. So we're looking at switching some things up there. All right. Here's a good question. We're getting close to our end time, too, because I have a call at 9. Okay, I'm having so many DTs quit so early in, so I need to know how to keep them going. I know there are a couple that would and could rock this business but get so discouraged in their first month. I know I can't make them stay or work the business and should move on. You just answered your own question. You can't make them stay, and you can't make them to work the business, and you should move on. Now, this is the thing. They're watching you. So you continue on. Now, this is a couple of things that you can do early on to help this. Why are they in the business? Connect more with them on their why. Write it down. Then when you can't find and say, John, you said that you were really interested in making an extra $1,000 a month so you can continue to have your wife stay at home. Is that still what you're passionate about? So get their why out there on the forefront early on and get them to something. Get them to a one-team, one-mission, a local training. Get them to something so they can see someone like themselves actually doing the business. They have to have that core belief. Somebody says something to them that knocks them out. That's typically what happens. And it's usually somebody very close to them that takes them out. But look, the first 3 years in this, we're trying to figure out how to talk about the product, how to bring it to the marketplace, what we can't say, can say. So for the first 3 years, nobody stayed with us. No one. Everyone left. Every single person. So, I mean, if I'd have gone there with them, we wouldn't have close to a $500 million company. So don't go there with them. You're learning through them, too. Understand that. You're getting better and better as you go, as people come in and people go out. So maybe they weren't the right ones. Sometimes you have to look and say, should they really have been a distributor in the first place? Did they show that real strong commitment in the first place? And you'll get better and better at knowing when to sign someone as an LC more so than a DT. So you just get better at what you're doing. You stay the course. You'll find people that want to stay in. You'll find your Lori and Quintons. They're out there, and you just got to do what I did, and that is learn how to talk about this in the beginning, understand that it's going to take you some time. It's just like if you started a new job tomorrow, you wouldn't quit that job in 30 days because you didn't know the job. It might take you a year to understand that job properly. So you've got to give yourself some patience and a lot of love and a lot of understanding. You're just not that good in the beginning, and it just takes time. And I wasn't either. It just took time. It took time in understanding how to talk to people and what their responses would be, so that I knew how to shave words off and say less and say less and say less, and just understand to get the product on them. Okay.
Pam, hey, real quick, I know we only have you for a couple more minutes, but you know, a lot of consistency in questions that are regarding people that are coming and going and signing DTs that have fallen off. Can you just speak real briefly? From our position, we definitely can see this is just a big law of numbers game, and I know from your perspective you got to see it even more. And so, can you just briefly comment on, what I'm calling the law of numbers? You just got to keep signing people because you just never know when you might sign your first major on your first sign, and it may take 100 people down the road before you get there.
All right, here's a great analogy. My mentor in this industry, who unfortunately, he was an incredible person. He mentored me my first years in network marketing with my first company, and he just died recently of cancer. He's my age. And he was just an incredible human being, totally got it. Totally got the law of numbers, and it's just, I love math. I love numbers, and I get it too after being with him for many years and him teaching me about this. 3 people, he put in several hundred people, and 3 people helped him earn $1.5 million a month, 18 months in a row. 3 people. 3 people. So there you go, guys. Get your 3. It might take you a couple hundred. And you know why? Because you just got to learn through this. You got to grow with it. Some of you come with a strong influence within your connection of people, and some don't. Some we have to start from scratch. We just don't have it. We're not a connector. And he didn't have it either. See, everybody told him no. Everybody laughed at him. He was just a teacher, and that's all he was. And he had a big, passionate dream. So everybody quit, but he kept going. And 3 people that he didn't even know, and 2 of them he didn't put in. Somebody else put in that he put in that quit. So there you go. Find your 3. What if it takes you 5 years and you make $1.5 million a month, 18 months in a row, and that was on a compensation plan that we pay out 8.5 times more than that comp plan. So there's the math. There's the math. I think there's no better analogy than that, Quinton.
Thank you, love.
All right, guys, let me tell you one last thing. You've got to get your butts in the seat at conference. I can't say it. I want to say it even more than that, but that's the nice Southern way to say it. And you've got to be there. You've got to understand who we are, where we're coming from, the announcements that will be there. You've got to get that energy within it, and you're worth it. You're worth the investment. Your family is worth the investment. Look at your family. Are they worth the investment of your time and energy to get to freedom? Yes, they are. Sign up tonight. Get there. And know that it will be the best experience of your life, that you'll be able to walk out of there and you'll be able to own this opportunity, own this business, and you'll be the one that we'll be talking about. So, Lori and Quentin, thank you so much for having me tonight. If you guys want to do this again next month, we can, and we'll finish up the questions. I love you both. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.